Good afternoon, guys. Welcome back to another episode of Non-League to Premier League. My name's Louis, also known as Lurg. I hope you are well. Right then, a few things to address. Sorry for no uploads on Wednesday and Friday of last week. My HS really flared up quite badly. Couldn't sit down at the laptop to get things recorded. I know it's not ideal, guys, but I don't want to put a video out where either I'm not great or the content's not great because of that. So I had to take the break. It was much needed. We are back now and better. Whether I'm going to get another flare-up or not, I don't know. But we're going to go for as long as we possibly can. That being said, we are at the end of January. We've made one transition in. We've made two transitions out. We're looking at getting rid of Harry Cornick as well because he no longer feels like he's got a spot in the team. Understandable, really, with the way that things are at the moment. We'll have a look at who we brought in then. He is an old fan favourite, so hopefully you guys are happy with him. And, well, I won't even tell you about the form. Let's just have a little look at it, shall we? So, if we come in here and we go to our schedule, you were last with us for the Leicester and Palace draws. We then lost 1-0 away to Watford, at home to Watford, in a game that we should have won. Absolutely disgraceful. But then we turn the corner. As you can see, in our last games, we have beat Wolves 3-0 away, Cardiff 4-1 away in the FA Cup, Sheffield United 3-1 away, Derby 2-1 at home. We drew away with Stoke 1-1 in a game where we went behind first. We absolutely decimated them second half, just couldn't quite get that killer touch. And then we just absolutely decimated Burnley at home. So, we're now headed into the FA Cup 4th round today, away at Ipswich. We are playing our secondary squad, so hopefully that doesn't bite us in the backside. The keen-eyed of you will have noticed that we are, of course, now sat in European spots in the Premier League. 7th on 34 points, 2 points ahead of Watford, only 1 point behind Tottenham in 6th. Then there is a massive, massive gap up until the 5th spot, which is what you would expect, and we're still quite a way off of that. But I did say to you that once this squad clicked, we were going to be there or thereabouts. And at the moment, we are playing very, very, very well. Hopefully, we can convert that into 2 big, big wins on the live com for you this afternoon. So, we want points. We want to get points on the board. We want to go as far as we can in the cup competitions. It would be really, really nice to win the FA Cup. Speaking of the FA Cup and cup competitions, what do you guys make about this European Super League? I'm going to play devil's advocate here a little bit. I understand from a business point of view, having a guaranteed kind of 300 million a season is huge for any football club. My problem with it is obviously there is then no competitive integrity. And who else gets to go into the top flight of Europe, so to speak, if this is where all the big clubs are playing? There's no relegation. It's just an absolute farce. It really does destroy kind of the legacy of what football's all been about. You know, the Champions League is something that even we ourselves here at the Moors are working towards. We want Champions League qualification. Obviously, you want to play in the best competition in Europe. You want to be pitting yourself against the best teams. And now you've got a competition which you can't even get into. Just seems absolutely absurd to me. It really, really does. Jordan Ibe is on his way out. He will be leaving us at July. End of contract, unfortunately. And we have brought in then Jez Davis from Tottenham. A lot of people were going for him because his contract was running down. Obviously, he played very, very well for us when he was here. He was on loan last season in America. Nobody really picked him up. And we are absolutely delighted to bring him back into the fold at the Moors. Very, very good mentals. Very, very good physically. Very, very good technically. A great, great all-round player. He's only 22 years old as well, so it will improve a little bit. He's not going to get much better than what he is, but in all fairness, a solid, solid midfielder who can play quite a few positions. So for us, that is fantastic. We've got Harry Cornick on the way out of the club. He's looking for a move because he no longer thinks he's good enough to play for us. I disagree. He's been playing very, very well in the cup competitions and stuff. But obviously, at 31 years old now, he's not a regular starter. So I do understand him wanting to move away. We got rid of Hamza Chowdhury to a Chinese club. £6.5 million. He was kicking up a stink about not playing. it is what it is. And then we've just got rid of our big man up front, Arteta. He's gone to Oxford, just under £1 million. Was getting no game time at all. Unfortunately, with the amount of strikers that we've got now and the way that they're playing, it wasn't even getting game time in the cups anymore. I thought it was very, very unfair to him, but I did make sure that he went to a good standard of club. So he's at Oxford in the Championship, and I wish him nothing but the best because that man has been absolutely blinding for us. Right then, guys, without any further ado, we will get into the game at Ipswich and hopefully push on to the FA Cup 5th round. So then, as you can see, this is our squad for the game at Portman Road. We are going with Felipe in goal, Giles, Gilchrist, Jesse and Batil at the back, Frost and Simon in midfield with McGee, Daniel and De Castillo right behind Mokhtar up front. Obviously, Ipswich are 4th at the moment in League One, so the squad we've got here should be more than enough for them. If they're not, well, we're not going to be very happy considering how we've been playing at the moment. So into the game we are going to go. I just hope that when it comes to the Premier League game after this, that you guys get to see what I've been seeing in the last few weeks, because we have been absolutely sensational. It's no longer just a case of scrimping past teams. We've been playing very, very, very well. They're a good team. We're going to relish the challenge. We could do with more from him. He's been so... really well. We don't why you would slate a player who's been playing very well for you. I don't know. There is then the Ipswich lineup, and we are going to go straight into the kickoffs team because we know the screen, because we know how we're playing and we know who we've got up front, and we would hope here for a very, very big performance against what should be considered much, much weaker opposition than ourselves. Dominating possession at the moment, but not getting anything through it, which is always a little bit of a worry. 20 minutes gone and absolutely no highlights as Dion McGee takes a free kick. It's in towards the back post and Jesse nods it onto the bar. That's not really what we want to see. We could do with a breakaway just to calm the boys down. As you can see at Portman Road, it is absolutely pouring down here, so the boys are not going to be happy. Will affect their passing game. That being said, we should be more than enough for an Ipswich Town side as things stand. McGee again then with the free kick. Alfie Gilchrist tries to challenge Ingram but can't quite get there. Let's get rid of that so we can see all of the highlights. Ingram does knock it out then. Scully is intercepted by Giles. Giles comes down the left-hand side. McGee's run there was really poor, but he does get the ball in. Casimir heads it away. Giles is there, gets it back in, and Mokhtar is there. 6th goal of the season. He hasn't been playing up front for us recently in the Premier League because Morgan Tong has actually forced his way into the side. But Mokhtar now also getting a real rich vein of form in goal scoring terms. So it's nice to have a headache where you've got players who are just playing really good and not knowing who to put where, like who gets the initial nod. It's really quite difficult at the moment because a lot of players in a lot of different positions are playing very well. That being said, we're playing very well here, but you would expect us... Ooh, everybody's demotivated with that one. You would expect us to be dominating a League One side. With where we are currently in the Premier League and the results that we've been getting and how we've been playing, you would have expected us to come in at half-time 2-3-0 to the good. I understand the weather's not brilliant, but we can't be using excuses like this. Like, we really should be pressing on here. And as things stand, Ipswich have started the second half much better. Batil then to Simon. Simon's getting himself into trouble here. Does play it back to Jesse. Inside to Frost. Back to Simon. Out wide to Batil. Inside to De Castillo. Poor effort. And Smith breaks away now. Jesse's in pursuit. Scully's on this right-hand side. Giles does get into him finally. Goes around his man. Lovely there. Ball over the top. Mokhtar does get onto it first. A great interception. And that was a great chance for us to put a strip of daylight between the two sides and just ease the pressure off a little bit. Giles then again. The ball is headed away. Back to Giles. Goes inside to Daniel. And Daniel scores a fantastic goal. So composed, the young Spaniard there. And he's been pushed out of the side by Joe Sparrow, of all people, believe it or not. So when I say that the strength in depth at the moment, where everybody's just playing well, like the confidence has come, they've just clicked. Whether that's because a lot more of the boys now have finished their language courses, it could potentially be the fact that beforehand they couldn't speak to each other. But now we're looking really quite decent. Even then, with the free kick, it's a corner kick, headed away by Jesse. Over the top to Di Castillo. We've got lots of players in support, goes round his man. Poor attempt on goal afterwards, though, when he's got three people sat in the middle for the ball to come across. Very bad decision. Ingram with the goal kick then. It's gone long. Gibbs does get there. Smith's there now. Smith goes out wide to Scully. Lovely bit of play here from Ipswich, has to be said. Gibbs back to Tomlinson, and it just bounces around in the box. You've got to say that Ipswich were probably a little bit unlucky there not to get anything from that. Oh, and Di Castillo just thunders a strike for a free kick on the underneath of the bar, and it does bounce back out. Very, very unlucky ourselves. Smith then goes out. Jesse did a poor pass from Smith. Di Castillo then inside to Daniel. Daniel across to Mokhtar, and that was as easy as you like. Daniel got the composure there to see that Mokhtar was onside and level with him. Keeper comes out. Defender's there as well, and as you'll see, just slots it across the face of the goal. If he was playing FIFA, we'd say it was a sweat and disallowed. But easy as you like. You're never going to score a simpler goal than that. But it does mean, very, very convincingly now, we are ahead of Ipswich. And going in, more importantly, going into the 5th round of the FA Cup. Competition that we'd really like to put pressure on this season if we can. The likes of Man City, Man United, they've all got bigger fish to fry. So if we can get some silverware under our belts, that would be fantastic. Obviously, qualifying for Europe would be massive for us. A great ball by Giles to Mokhtar here. And Mokhtar just goes down in the penalty area looking for it. That's very, very disappointing. Simon to Castillo then. Castillo back to Frost. Back to Simon. Inside to Daniel. To Dion McGee. Simon again. Batil. Daniel. And he is having a fantastic game today. He's the young Spaniard. And this is exactly what we wanted. Again, a confidence boost for the squad. We're coming into another difficult game in the Premier League. And we need all the confidence that we can. If we can keep this run of form going to the end of the season, if we could pip 6th place to guarantee ourselves in the Europa League, that would be absolutely amazing for us and a massive achievement. Whether it happens, I don't really know. Obviously, there's a long way between now and the end of the season. We've still got 15 games to play. It could all go to pot. Oh my word. And Daniel, that is just ridiculous. And a fantastic hat-trick for the lad today. But you just don't expect him to take this on. Tomlinson heads it away. Frost knocks it down. Simon with a beautiful pass, a couple of touches. And just, right into the top bin there. The right-hand side. Keeper no chance. And now very much Ipswich dead and buried. I mean, they were gone at 3-2. 3-2? 3-0 when we scored the 2 goals just after the break. But we've really put the pressure on here. And Mokhtar with a lovely, lovely finish there as well. And that is a double hat-trick. That's absurd. 6-0 to the Moors. It's nice to watch us put on a performance. But the next game is obviously the one that is the most important of the two. More Premier League points to be picked up. And hopefully we get another display like this. Because this is absolutely delightful to watch. Clock is running down here. Obviously, there is no chance that Ipswich are getting back into this now. Very, very happy with that performance, and we shall tell the players so. Just outstretched arms. Very pleased with your performance and the results. So, that's definitely a reward. It's nice when everything comes together. Obviously, the supporters will be very happy with that. Our next fixture then is at Elland Road, and it is a big one. Obviously, Leeds at the moment not doing fantastically well in the league. Doesn't mean that they're not going to upset us. They've got home advantage. We will be back very shortly. Here we are then with the game at Elland Road. Unfortunately, Sven Tanovic is still injured. He's only out for a day, but does make a big difference. So we have got a squad of Felipe, Jimenez, Wood, Jesse and Gerardo, Davenport and Davis in midfield. Davenport, by the way, has been spectacular lately, really crunching in that midfield defensive role. Exactly what we need. McGee, Sparrow and Maric then just behind Morgantongue up front. I hope for a massive, massive result here at Ellen Road. Obviously, another 3 points puts us back into 7th position, possibly even 6th. So we really want the 3 points here and a big, big performance. We are going to say, with pumped fists, we're underdogs here. Let's go out and cause an upset. I'm looking to put a dent in them. Jacob, we want him to be happy. Skipping then, as we come, as you can see, a draw actually takes us straight back into 7th, and a win does put us into 6th above Tottenham Hotspur. No, it doesn't anymore because Spurs are playing today. Spurs have got a game in hand. Calvin Phillips then gets the ball in and Casanova puts the ball just over the top. Leeds starting decently, but as you can see, we have been much the better side. Just no highlights for us as of yet. We are starting to give the ball away though, and Leeds starting to make a bit more headway into the game. Absolutely nothing going on here, and Morgantongue is injured. That is dreadful news for us. Luckily, we do have Mokhtar on the bench, who is by no means a bad substitution to be making. But Tonga's been absolutely on fire. Wouldn't be disappointed with a draw, to be honest, away at Leeds. McGee gets the ball in. Asensio's there. Zuma does hit it out then. Wood comes forward, plays it to Davis. Joe Sparrow to Maric. Back to Davis. Out wide for Gerardo. He's got to get the cross in. He does. Mokhtar's there and he heads it just wide. That's unfortunate. It would have been really nice to take the lead just before half time. Jimenez gets a second chance. Joe Sparrow inside to Mokhtar. It's got away. Corner kick to come. Oh, Mokhtar's offside. No corner to come. Midgley then plays it out wide to Casanova. Casanova to Asensio. Jimenez intercepts. Davenport plays it to Joe Sparrow. Sparrow surely, I thought he was going to come inside there, but doesn't. Maric does head it back to Davis. All the way back to Wood and Jesse. And this is dangerous. This is very, very dangerous. I don't like this one little bit. Ball does go out wide to Maric. Back inside to Joe Sparrow. Beautiful play between the two of them. Gerardo then to Davis. Lovely ball back for Davenport. Davenport, is he going to hit it? No. Jimenez. Dion McGee. A poor, poor finish there by Dion McGee. And you would expect more from him, especially with some of the goals that he's scored lately. Midgley to Zuma. Zuma outside to Trossant then. Davis comes out wide to Rudd on this left-hand side. Gerardo is equal to it. Boots the ball up front. Just nobody there for it. Rudd. Wood intercepts. Davis again looking for Mokhtar. Mokhtar does head it down for Maric. Maric has got no support though. But he does pull it back across a ton of players in the box. And Dion McGee is there just to slot it home. Beautiful goal. I've got to say, I thought the chance had gone. As you see here, he runs into the box. He's got one on him. 2, 3. And there's 2 defenders in front of McGee as well. Neither of them do what they should be doing. The keeper doesn't really come out either. Very good finish from McGee. Very, very simple. But that is exactly what we need. Back up to 7th place we move. We've been the better side and we really need to keep kind of pushing forward. Like, let's keep the good times rolling, as they say. I am pleased with your performance, so let's keep doing what we are doing. 7th position then, 2 points behind Tottenham, but with a game in hand. If we win that game in hand, we automatically take 6th spot. To start then, all the way back to Zuma. Zuma's looking for a player. He's got Calvin Phillips, but the pass is poor. Sparrow intercepts. He's got Mokhtar in support. Decides to try and go it alone, Joe, there. And a very, very poor decision making, it has to be said. Dion McGee then finds Davenport. Davenport out wide to Jimenez. Jimenez goes to the back post for Maric. Maric hits it down. Sparrow's there. Maric on that right-hand side has been delightful. Really nice header down into the box, the danger area. Mokhtar and Joe Sparrow were there. Delightful little bit of passage of play. You see here, comes to the back post. Maric heads it in. And it was Sparrow hit it on his head as well. Not something you expect for the little guy. Fantastic, fantastic goal. Voice is starting to go because it's been a while since I've done this. Do apologise. 65 minutes gone then, and Leeds, they're not toothless, but hasn't been their best performance, let's put it that way. Not really been our best performance, honestly, either, but we're getting the job done. Casanova then does find Moda. Back to Casanova, who's got McGee on him. Oh, and it is over the line. Tom Davis hit the inside of the post, and just as we were saying that Leeds have got nothing about them at the minute, just find that little breakthrough and maybe Jesse really there should be jumping for that ball and getting it clear. Doesn't do his job. And Dion McGee is absolutely shattered. Yes, we know. Goal line technology, we can skip that. And we are going to make some changes here because we need some fresh legs. Dion McGee is absolutely shattered. On comes Ryan Giles. Who else is shattered? Maric is tired as well. Do we bring Maric off? I think we do. We bring Maric off and we bring on Castillo. Obviously some nice fresh legs up front. Just get the boys running a little bit as well. And we don't really want to give up a 2-0 a 2-0 lead in the last 15 minutes of a game. That would be absolutely appalling. Sparrow with the ball and out wide for Maric. His last touch of the ball before he gets substituted is absolutely sensational. The lad's been on fire today. He's got a couple of assists. Beautiful ball here by Joe Sparrow as he sees the run on his left foot. And then Maric just runs right-footed, top bin, left-hand side, keeper no chance. And that was sensational. Yes, we are going to continue with the tactical changes. As you can see from the statistics here, we have absolutely dominated Leeds at Ellen Road. You wouldn't have said that last season. How at the beginning of this season you wouldn't have even thought that we was going to be where we are. Just last time you were with us, we was in a run of form which was very, very sketchy, and we ended up giving up a lead to Leicester right at the death. We've seen it out today in a dominating fashion, and I've got to say, I'm very excited with where this squad's going. Don't forget, majority of these boys are still 19, 20, 21, 22. We are only going to improve and just maybe add that little bit of experience, which I think at the moment is where players like Joe Sparrow and Dion McGee are really coming to life because they're able to hold just that little bit of experience and just give the boys that little bit of a calm down when you need to. So, very, very excited, very happy with where we are. Obviously, we are now only 2 points behind Tottenham in 6th. We're still 2 points clear of Watford in 8th. Doesn't look like there's any chance of us getting relegated. Stranger things have happened in football. We could lose every game till the end of the season, but we are hoping that that's not going to happen. Right, in terms of the schedule then, FA Cup 5th round, by the way, is against Liverpool at home. How delightful is that? So we will come back for the double header of Liverpool and Bournemouth at the end of March. That's where we will be on Friday. Guys, thank you very much for your continued support. I hope you didn't miss out too much on things as we're going on. I do fully appreciate your understanding with things as they are. Just can't thank you enough for kind of helping the channel to continue to grow and get seen by people. Take it easy. We will see you on Friday. Have a good one, guys.